morning, YouTube. We're back in the workshop again for a product review. Recently, I've gotten back into archery, something I did when I was a kid, long time ago. And my wife got me a really nice bow for Christmas. It's a beginning bow, youth archery bear bullseye. It's a really good bow. One of the things I've noticed is you need a target. After a while, using the box that that you got for Christmas, filled with stuffing, after you start blowing holes in it, and then your fletching, which is the little feathers on your arrows, start to get ripped off. So it's time for a good target. I actually purchased one that I found on jet.com after doing some research. It's the old style Morell Yellow Jacket, the Supreme Field Point version 1. And unbeknownst to me, my wife had actually also purchased for me the newest of the Morels, the Supreme 3. So I got both. And I wanted to do a bit of a review against the two of them because I've read a lot of stuff recently that these are good targets, but they're really designed for the higher speed bows and almost crossbow strength, and that it's really tough to get the arrows out of them. And the other problem is if you're using a lower speed bow like mine, which is a 29 pounder, it's going to bounce. And a lot of people were complaining, I can't use this, my kids, I want them to get into archery and it's dangerous because the arrows are bouncing. So I'm going to do a quick review and try to figure out, which is good. This is still available. It's harder to find. The old ones are. I've read a lot of reviews, people saying, "Oh, these are the best. These were great." And then now the 3s come out, and they're harder to get the arrows out of. They don't last as long, and they're put together crappy. So I'm going to do a review. Let's find out. Okay. The first part of it is just a quick side by side. They're both the same size. They're supposed to be 23 by 25 by 12 inches wide. That's kind of generous. Usually they're an inch smaller than that because it's a bag. So I guess they measure it when it's fully deployed out of the factory in perfect shape. Once they get to you, they might just slouched a little bit. I think the 25 actually comes from these ears that they both have for mounting on rope, so that you can get them off the ground. So that's where that extra couple of inches of side width come from. They both have a handle, which makes it nice because they're fairly heavy. It's filled with like a fiber material, almost like rags, to stop the arrows. So they're a heavier bag. One thing that is kind of interesting. Oh boy. So if you look at the way the bags are secured, this is the older bag. This is the Supreme 1. It's nicely stapled. These covers are made to be replaced. So after a while, if you put too many holes in this, the material will start to tear and fray. And the idea is you can take this bag, open it up, take the stuffing out, shove it in a new bag, staple it together. So a lot of people were saying, I don't know what's going on with Morell lately, but the stapling has kind of gotten crazy. So you see, these are really nice. Somebody kind of knew what they were doing, stapled it together. You look at the new bag, which, interestingly enough, is a little bit lighter now that I lift them both. Wow, looks like Frankenstein's monster got loose here. Somebody was just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blah, blah, blah. And they just really, and a lot of people were complaining because they were like, the bag is loose considering how many staples are in it. And yeah, I can kind of agree. It looks like they went a little crazy. I mean, it's not a huge issue for me, but wow, you could have saved some staples there, Morell, and had somebody that kind of knew what they were doing. But both bags seem to have the same type of cover on them. It's kind of the same if you're used to outdoor tarps and pool covers. It's the same kind of stuff. There's an internal frame that you can feel. It's kind of like cardboard or hard fiber material. That's the frame that goes around the outside. The inside is some sort of bag fiber. I'm going to take them out and shoot. Like I said, interestingly enough, this one, the new one, oh, that one I can't one-hand it. This one I can easily. So I don't have a scale with me right now, but this one is definitely lighter. So that might be better for your kids, so they can lug it around. And the stapling is a little funky, but other than that, not too much difference between the $44 Supreme 3 and the $30 Supreme 1 that I picked up on Jet. Alright, let's go outside. Let's try to remove them. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. Piece of cake. Nicely done. That was 30 feet or 10 meters, or metric. Using a couple different arrows. I got some with the basic tip and some with a little advanced target point. Holes, yeah. They seem to be closing up a little bit on their own. But let's try a little bit of distance now, shall we? Well, it's 60 feet in a hurry. I'm a little sloppy, but, you know, just getting back into the sport. I did put some in the bag, so let's take a look. Some good penetration. Arrows come out easily. Only a little loose. And there's the 3. It's a little harder. I can understand when people were saying that it's a little harder to pull it out of the Supreme 3, but it's still not ridiculous. Not like pulling it out of cardboard. Both bags seem to have done well. No bounces. It is a 29-pound bone. I was just shooting at
20 meters, so the arrow had some time to slow down. I like them. It's good. Easily peasy. Around at 60 feet. These are half poles at 10 meters. As you can see, it's easily penetrating the target. Even the old one, even the new one here. Still points you're going in, you stand, there'll bounce. At this point, I really don't know how people are getting a bounce. You know, if they say their kids are close to the target and they're shooting, you know, at least a 30-pounder. There should be no problem. Even a half pull on this, which might, I don't know, maybe it's only 15 pounds, they're still sticking in the target. And then you saw it at far range; they were sticking pretty well as the same. So.
Okay, little summary here. Both targets performed very well. Put a lot of arrows through them. The holes are healing up pretty well. Sometimes the material gets torn, but that's the nature of how these targets work. I didn't have any problems with the arrows penetrating too far into the actual fletching, and I never had a problem pulling an arrow out. As a matter of fact, it's really great over like just a cardboard, basic cardboard box. It's really tough to pull the arrows out after a while, and it just makes it less fun. These easily just grab the arrow, pull it right out. One thing I did notice, because this bag's a little lighter, the new bag, it's not as easy. Sometimes when you pull the arrow, it'll rock a little bit, but it still performed perfectly. This one, the older one, because it's heavier, at least mine is, the arrows just slid right out, the bag didn't move at all. So both perform perfectly. I'm hoping to get many years of use out of them. I think I will. I didn't have any problems with bounce, no matter how hard I tried and how less effort I put in the bow. Like I said, I'm using a 29-pound Bear Archery bullseye, and it always penetrated. With field points, I was always getting a good stick into the target. Now I was able a couple times to deflect off the side of the target, but unlike a cardboard box, if you hit this thing on the side, it'll deform slightly and it'll kick the arrow out. So I mean, that's not a huge issue because you should be aiming for the center of the target. I do like the fact that they've got multiple targets on each one, keep you from tearing a big hole in it. It's a nice target. I kind of like the old style here with the multiple targets and not as much graphics and advertising. The new one is kind of encouraging you to group here, which eventually is going to tear the center of the target out. Like I said, I could deal with less of that. Same thing on both sides. Both targets are identical. This one just has 1, 2, 3, 4 in the center, and then this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 center. So this gives you a little bit more variety. I do like the fact that it isn't a target because this gives you a good practice. It's not like the outline of a deer with his heart and liver for you to shoot at, or lungs. I don't like those targets. I'm not going to be shooting at animals. I'm trying to practice my archery and get good at. So I like a good target that I can aim at that's well defined. So both, if you can find the older version, at jet.com, if they still have them, it's a pretty good deal. $27 I think is what I paid. With free shipping because I added some extra stuff. The new one is more. It's I think $44 is about the cheapest I saw it on Amazon. Still a good deal. It's gonna last forever. I like having 2 targets now because I can put them side by side, and it keeps me from getting too many arrows in a target, not being able to tell what I'm hitting, and also harder to miss because I got to play so many targets. One thing I would suggest, and I'm going to do this, is just keep your box. Why not? The nice thing is you can put your target in the box, and you can make your own bullseye. That's what I'm going to do, and it'll give a little bit more life to the target. Definitely slow the arrow down a bit, but it may be a little harder to pull out. But I think it'd be kind of nice to actually design my own. I like the traditional bullseye with a big round circle, concentric circles. So that's what I'm going to do is keep my old boxes for a little while until they're torn up, and then I can throw them away. All right. Hope you enjoyed the review. Thanks for watching. I appreciate any new subscribers as well. I'm going to try to put as much content up as I can. Just keep it going. If you folks want, let me know. I can do a review of the Bear Archery Bullseye X that I got for Christmas as a return to archery bow. It's been a great bow. I can give you guys a little review if you want. I know a lot of you guys are well past this kind of a bow, so that's why I just wanted to do a review of the bags, because I saw a lot of questions out there on YouTube regarding bounce back, how hard it is to get the arrows out of it, and are they worth it? So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you can. Enjoy the videos. Thank you.